The Alldus podcast is brought to you by Alldus International, supplying your expert AI and digital transformation staffing needs across the US and Europe. Today, you are listening to our AI in Action series, where leading minds in AI from across the world share their story, success, and advice. AI in Action cuts through the hype and explores the true impact of artificial intelligence in our world today.
You're listening to AI in Action. I'm your host, JP Valentine. Our guest today is Martin Miller. Martin is the Director of AI and ML Production Operations at Levi Strauss. Martin, welcome to the show.
Thank you, JP. Thanks for having me on today. This is a pleasure.
Yeah, we're delighted to have you. So, Martin, let's start with yourself. Can you give us a brief overview of your journey in technology, from where you got started, some of the roles you've held along the way, and take us up to today?
Sure, JP. My career has been quite a journey, and I would wish this on almost anybody that would like to look back on it and reflect on the great people, the great products, and the services they've built. I've always been a builder, developing solutions, and heavily software focused as a hands-on software engineer in my early career. And I have my requisite carpal tunnel in both wrists from the millions of lines of code, either edited or created. Climbed the ladder a couple times. I stepped down once. I was CTO of a public company, or actually a private company that got acquired by a public company twice. I climbed up again, and things happen in life that we take changes of direction. I became a family man and focused on my kids. I just want to share that the areas where I have performed well as a software engineer cover consumer products, diagnostic medical equipment, internet SaaS solutions, and enterprise software. And as I currently manage a AI/ML production operations team with Levi's, and I put a strong attention to driving value from our machine learning initiatives.
Thank you for that overview, and I appreciate you sharing some of the decisions that you made, which we can get into in a little bit. Focusing now on your current position and your recent switch to Levi Strauss. Look, we don't need to tell the audience who Levi is as a business or a brand, very well known indeed, but definitely want to spend a bit of time understanding what your role involves as the Director of AI and ML Production, and give us some insight into how an organization like Levi is utilizing AI to improve its business.
Yeah, no question. Levi's is an awesome global brand. I've been wearing the product since I was a kid. This is a great business to be in. Our commitment to creating solutions and enable modernization is very strong. And beyond the denim, and I do have a significant denim collection. I started wearing 501s as a teenager, and mostly wearing 541s today. It's a real fun collection to be part of, the brand and the products. The ML solutions, cutting back to the focus here, these are all over the place, from initiatives that augment human-driven decisions, verify human-driven decisions that were previously done as part of our digital transformation, to moving them into augmentation of machine, and where the machine can validate and either further supplement what humans are involved with.
Thank you for that, Martin. And you've teed up your role quite well. I'd love to now understand what the project life cycle or some example projects look like, and give us some insight into what it's like to be there working as part of your group.
So the makeup of my team is global. I have team members in Mexico. I'm super proud to establish south of our border here in the US. I have a fairly good team in the US, and a large team in India, distributed between Pune to Bangalore, where our office is. And skill sets and roles, from enterprise data management through data ops or data engineering function. I also have machine learning engineers that focus on software quality, and production focused engineers that look at how we create the artifacts and deliver value. And in addition, I have a support team that runs incident management, and that means everything from how do we see a problem, how do we detect it, how do we auto remediate it, and then how we improve for the next cycle to prevent it.
Martin, obviously, with Levi Strauss being a well-known brand working in the retail world, it's sometimes hard for people on the outside to understand the different use case and applications. Can you give us some insight into what the next year or so is going to look like with the continued evolution of AI and how Levi's as a business intends to use the technology to its benefit?
So, as part of a grand digital transformation, the AI and ML initiatives are huge, and the investment here is huge. We have initiatives that cover, if you can imagine, we build clothing and we distribute clothing and we sell clothing direct to consumer. And many initiatives around that on a global scale could be for planning purposes, inventory management, sourcing, pricing, and promotion, including the live feed of our presentation on our e-com site.
Martin, talk to us now about the current team size, the various roles that exist in your group, and then when you're going about speaking to people about the environment at Levi's, what do you tell them about the culture and why it's a great place to work?
Let me curb the size of the team because it's growing. And by the way, I am going to be hiring in 2022. So there's my small plug, and I'm just a LinkedIn communication away from almost anybody that hears this. I'm strongly focused on machine learning and expertise around productionalization of that. And the commitment is to drive value out of our solutions. From there, we look at the convergence of the uniformity across the global platform, and we're very cloud focused just to be certain that we are heavily invested in a couple of the major cloud players.
You are listening to the Alldus podcast. When you're looking to scale your team, or if you are interested in showcasing your company in a future episode, reach out today. Or if you're in the market for a new role, visit our website to view open positions. www.alldus.com.
Martin, so 2022 is going to be very exciting for the AI platform at Levi's. You and I were speaking prior to the interview, and you were giving some insight into just how exciting and challenging the work is at Levi's, particularly when you look at machine learning in real time. Can you speak to that? If you were speaking to an audience of machine learning and data talent, just give them some insight into how you guys are using cutting edge technology and why it will be a great place to develop their skills and improve in the year ahead.
Our machine learning initiatives span batch to near real time for decision making. And I'd like to stop for a moment and just note real time for me has more context. Early in my career, I worked with real time operating systems, and most of those vendors, their products integrate into automobiles, medical equipment, and places where a life decision could be at rest on a machine decision from a real time operating system. So real time to me is very sub-second decisions, predictable on a time clock, and solutions for transportation systems, medical, and military are a few impacting type of areas where a life decision is made. And here we are, we're in e-commerce and retail. And now this is about optimization of our business. So in this case, real-time or near real-time is how we might be presenting data for a consumer and their consumer value. And that's a huge delineation, but nonetheless, our consumer experience is paramount. So we have a great consumer experience at levi.com. You will see augmented promotion of products based on your profile coming. You will see great opportunity for growth in presenting those types of products on a global level. And those opportunities for ML focused resources are super exciting because you have to make decisions with fail-safe ways of thinking.
Martin, final question from me. You've obviously made the transition into Levi's, having worked in some really exciting industries, which you've already mentioned. What was it about the work at Levi that attracted you to taking this role? And when you're speaking to potential candidates, what do you tell them to say, this is why you should come on this mission as opposed to some of the other great opportunities available?
Usually in the interview process, it becomes very apparent for our candidates to notice that we're surrounded by many great, talented resources on the team. I'm blessed with the team that hired me in, super intelligent, glad to wake up every morning and go to battle with them. And that's at my peer level, even at the higher leadership, some stellar names. They're out there in our leadership. And the team members I'm hiring in throughout the team, very highly credentialed, highly skilled, and very motivated.
Martin, thank you so much for coming on today and talking to us. We really appreciate you sharing the details of your new role at Levi's, why it's a great environment to work, how you guys are really using the modern use applications of AI and ML. It sounds like a great place to be, and exciting times ahead for 22. We wish you, your team, and everyone at Levi's the best of luck with everything to come.
Thank you very much, JP. I really appreciate it.
Thanks for listening to this episode of the Alldus podcast. If you enjoyed today's episode, don't forget to subscribe, rate, and review. We are available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and any Android podcast of choice. You can also head over to our website, www.alldus.com, to listen to more podcasts, view our open roles, and stay up to date with industry news. Thanks for listening, and stay tuned for more great episodes coming very soon.